joining us wherever you are, morning or night. Thanks for making us part of your day. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube. The Eagles are Super Bowl champions for the second time in 8 years. I'm ecstatic. I'm pumped. I'm glad I made it to the show today. Had a big special guest. Did not want to disappoint you guys. Special guest in the house today, my alum from the Pomona Panthers, Ramapo High School days, born and raised in Thailand. Moved to New York when he was 6 years old, spent about 30 years in New York, moved back to Thailand 7 years ago to open up Chef Bing Pizza. Man, it's been a long time, brother. How are you? Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
For sure. So, big game last night. Time difference. Did you watch the game? Did you fall asleep? You woke up? It was like a
I
blowout?
woke up. I woke up right before halftime, and it was like 24-0 or something like that.
Right.
And yeah, I didn't watch the game. I don't really watch. If it's not my team, I'm not really watching it. But I was rooting for the Birds.
Nice.
They
Who
they
do,
got
who
it.
do you who do you root for these days? You root for the Giants? Who do you root for these days?
I'm a Saints fan. I've been a Saints fan since like 92, 93. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was just
Ah,
I like the hat. Yeah,
okay.
it was
Okay.
like I was like, is it Giants, Jets? I was like, New Orleans, and
Right.
at least I got to see a championship. I
That's
got to
it.
do the Drew Brees era. So it was worth it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So we grew up together. Like so, it's like surreal. Like we grew up back in the day. Pomona, Ramapo. Any fond memories back then, growing up as kids? Anything growing up?
Um,
Favorite teacher? Some memories?
yeah, like really, really, I think it was HQ, man. Like we tend to hang out at my house and we would barbecue and chill out. So definitely had some great memories of adolescence and high
Yeah,
school and all
yeah,
that stuff.
right.
Yeah,
Any favorite teacher you remember from high school? Anybody that stuck out to you? I know it's a long time ago.
I think it's Mrs. Fields, right?
Okay, okay.
She was guidance counselor, right?
Guidance
And
counselor. Yep, Mrs. Fields. God rest her soul. Yep.
Mrs. Fields always held me down. She looked out for me.
Right. That's
She
awesome, man.
tried her best to get me through high school.
Any aspirations back then growing up? Was cooking your calling? Any idea how that was always in the cards? Was cooking always in the cards back then?
No, I never really even looked at cooking. I only I home cooked. Where we throw parties and barbecues and stuff like that. But never
Right,
thought about that I was gonna do it professionally. I was like,
right,
kind of just doing random medial jobs. It's like I worked pretty much through high school. I think. It's like yeah,
right,
I worked. It's always working.
right.
And then it's like, like I said, I didn't walk down the graduation with you guys. So it was like I dropped out. I think probably like the start of like fourth quarter. I was done with school. It was kind of put myself in a bad situation, but
Yeah,
it's like I was never into school. Once I got into high school, I was kind of like I think I was young. I wanted to be the cool kid or something like that, and I did some things that wasn't so proud of. Said some shit that I definitely wasn't so proud of. But
right.
I think that ultimately that's why I left high school. I was like ended up going to RCC and trying to get my GED, and school never stuck, but I always worked, so
Yeah,
that was the saving grace. It's like whatever, like warehouse jobs and blah blah blah. I was at Argent Mortgage for a couple of years with like everybody else that was working Argent Mortgage that came from Rockland County.
right.
Um, so I did banking for like what 2 3 years, something like that, and
Okay.
then we were on like the funding side, and then I moved back to I think the crash, right? I think
Yeah,
when everything was bursting,
yeah.
I laid off, and I ended up coming to Thailand for a vacation, and then once I came back from Thailand, I decided to pursue cooking.
Awesome. It's crazy because I'm looking last night, I'm looking around the man cave and I'm like, I gotta find this yearbook, right? 97 yearbook. And I found the yearbook because we're all about content on this show. Take
I
a
love
look
it.
at take a look at this guy. Take a look at this man. Look at that guy right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that guy.
Wow,
Full head of hair now. Look at that thing.
oh my God.
Look at that thing, man.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love it, bro. You gotta send me a picture.
I gotta send you a picture of that. Full head of hair. Look at that, man.
Send
And
me a
then
picture.
it's crazy. Oh man. So you didn't graduate high school, which I never knew about until we were talking off here about it. Last time you visited New York, man. When was the last time you visited New York?
I haven't visited New York since I left New York. Yeah, I left New York in 2017, and I
Wow.
haven't been. Yeah,
What do you miss most about New York? The snow days. We had some snow, man. I can give you some of that snow.
I miss the snow. I definitely love. My birthday's in February, so I'm a winter baby. I always love the cold, and being in
Right,
Thailand, there's no snow, so I mean, I
right,
miss it.
right.
But what I miss most, I think it was the vibe. I think the energy of New York. The energy of the people, the energy of the culture. Especially when I moved into Manhattan. When I got out of Rockland. When I started, pursuing cooking. It's like I moved into Manhattan, and yeah, there's a certain energy about New York. I think it's different now. I heard, my brother's still in New York, and everything's just uber expensive and
Yeah,
just ridiculous. So I'm glad I got to experience New York when in its golden days. You
yeah,
know.
yeah, for sure, for sure. So things didn't work out. You needed some kind of change, right? Different jobs. What finally made you say, okay, maybe it's time I go back home, try something different in Thailand? Because 2017, you kind of hit rock bottom, right? Talk about that a little bit for us.
Yeah. So the reason why I left New York was because I had a huge drug addiction. I was addicted to crack cocaine for about 10 years, and so I have pretty much when I started pursuing cooking, that's when I developed a habit, and it became a problem. I did, do rehab. I did inpatient and I did outpatient. I had went numerous stints at AA and NA and all those groups. Did my steps, got my counselor, I got my sponsor. And it's just too accessible in New York. It's just like it's everywhere. You step out, you live in your state, you step out your door, and it's like
Right
it's
there,
very very hard to kick it. So I had to remove myself from the environment.
for
And
sure.
so yeah, and it's cocaine's one hell of a drug, especially
Like the Chappelle would say, right?
like I was one of the one hit wonders. It took me like my first hit, and I was done.
Hooked.
It was like
Yeah,
literally I was hooked for like 10 years, and luckily I had Thailand as a fallback. Not many people do.
yeah,
And I had to look at it in that light. It's like and I still wouldn't go back to New York. Yeah, just because I don't trust myself. Just because I didn't. The only thing that changed was that there's really no crack cocaine in Thailand. Like the coke isn't that great. Blah blah blah. It's hard to get it right. Even if there is, like in the states, it's everywhere.
yeah,
It's like you're,
yeah.
you're not getting away from it. So
Right.
that's why you asked. It's like would I go back or you come visit? I'm like no, I probably would not.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
What kind of advice would you give somebody going through what you went through back then? What would you tell them?
I would tell them I mean, it's very cliche, but it's up to you. It's like nobody else is gonna be able to help you. Like no sponsor, no, they can help and aid, but the decision of quitting is ultimately on you.
Right.
And if you can't decide that, because most addicts can't decide that because we're addicted to drugs, and like hopefully you have to realize yourself that you need to remove yourself from the environment that you're in to be able to establish some type of change in the routine that you're going through.
Yeah. Some
Yeah.
great advice. He's Chef Bing, owner of Chef Bing in Thailand, Pomona Panther, Ramapo Griffin alum, and dear friend of mine, now residing in Thailand, joining us on the show today. So 30 years New York. So you moved to Thailand. Huge risk, right? You're not really sure what to expect, right? How surprised were you by any culture shock at first? Like, oh my God, what have I get myself into?
No, I think it was, I left New York basically in a ball of flames, right?
Yeah,
So Thailand was like like paradise, and then my mother was already like a retired nurse, she's already moved back like 2 years. And my brother was vacationing here like every year. So he was here. So it was, a good time to for new beginnings, right? So
yeah,
I came back, but I was definitely culture shocked,
yeah,
like even though I'm Thai, but I grew up in New York for like 30 years, so I'm American more than I am Thai.
Thai,
So
yeah,
just seeing how everything is it was definitely an eye opener,
yeah, for sure.
both positive and negatives.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. What changed the most? 30 years, and you came back home. What changed the most? The city, the people, the environment. What changed the most? That stood out to you the most?
The city, yeah, because like I think before I made the decision to move back,
Right,
was I didn't come to Thailand for like 12 years. So it was like there was only like there was no trains. There was still like only like one mall. But as soon as I got back here,
right,
12 years later, it was like
right.
a metropolis. It's like city is just booming. You know,
Wow, wow,
yeah.
that's awesome, dude. I mean, so now the whole pizza thing involved, right? Why pizza? Why not any other food you could have chose, but you chose pizza?
Well, because one, I love pizza, and I was missing New York style pizza at the end of the
Okay,
day, and I knew I was going to do something for myself that I could scale up. And there's a lot of most of the operators of pizza here are doing like Italian pizza, like Neapolitan brick ovens,
okay,
and there was only like 2, 3 operators doing New York style pizza. So I saw less competition, and and for the love of pizza, I'm like,
smart.
I couldn't get a quality slice that I liked. So
Right,
I was,
right.
I'm gonna make it myself.
That New York pizza sure hits different, right?
Yeah, it hits different. It's
Yeah,
like it's we've been open for like 4.5 years now, and it's starting to really take. And I didn't realize how hard it was going to be.
right.
One reason why I picked New York pizza, because I was like, how hard could it be?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it was hard.
Who came up with the concept? You're thinking, you're brainstorming. I got to do something, right? Who came up with this concept? Like how it's going to be, where it's going to be, location. Who came up with that? Was it
uh,
you? Was it the wife or the family members?
I think it was the universe, man. I think I was. I kind of just. When I moved back to Thailand, I was. I moved back. I vacationed for like 6 months, and then I took a head chef job down in Krabi, down in the south,
Okay.
in southern Thailand. And just because I wanted to experience beach life, coming from working in the city for 10, 11 years, I was kind of chewed up. And so I had like a year break of beach life. I was still working. I was head chef, but once I was only on a year contract because I didn't want to continue the contract. And I moved back into my mom's house when I was 40. When I turned 40, I
Wow.
moved to my mom's house and had no salary. I had no savings. I had no money, and my mom was giving me allowance, so I was like, very humbling experience, right? So I was just kind of working with everything that my mom could kind of help me with, So she gave me an allowance, which was like it's literally like $300 a month, which is
Wow.
like so I isolated myself, which
Yeah.
it was the best thing that she did. She was like, hey, I'm only giving you this much money, and it forced me to stay home. I couldn't.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, you can still go out and hang out. I'm like, mom, I'm like, done in like 2, 3 days.
Right,
Like,
right.
and that's me budgeting,
Yeah, yeah.
But, I got myself a PlayStation and I basically recipe tested for, I think the dough took me about 6 months to recipe test. And then
Right.
took me like another 6 months to learn how to stretch the dough and to bake and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
overall, it's like a year process.
A year process. I mean, that's crazy. Any challenges opening up the pizza shop? Any hurdles you faced at all, if any?
Sourcing, yeah, just sourcing product because all our base ingredients are imported.
Okay.
So Thailand, I think it's changing, but Thailand has like a 30% import tax on anything that gets imported here.
Wow.
So
It's
and
expensive.
expensive, yes, but then it was also like the supply chain was shaky because it was like COVID.
COVID. Yeah. COVID hit. Yeah.
And like I said, like the Italians that are here, they kind of monopolized the pizza game a little bit. So it was like I was a very small operator. I was a mom and pop, and
Yeah.
it's like I'm getting the
The
short
little
end.
guy, the short end of the stick, right? Yeah. Yeah. They don't care about the little guys. Yeah, exactly.
So ultimately, I had to I have 3 backup recipes just because that's how many times my flour was changing.
Yeah.
So but now I think everything's kind of ever since COVID lifted and all that stuff, everything's coming back to normal.
So now you got the pizza shop. Who did the hiring? You? Who helped you did the hiring for the shop?
I did the hiring. Me and my wife. Yeah,
Okay.
we both kind of made the decisions on hiring. I hired like a family friend. I kind of took in and took care of their family, and he's actually one of my best employee, one of my best staff. I consider him family. He lives with me. He lives upstairs.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. So is there like the employees, how great they are? I'm sure they're great. Any room for improvement, manager wise, assistant manager, any room for improvement for the employees?
Oh yeah, I mean, Thailand it's relatively easy to get like laborers, but
Okay.
it's hard to find management.
Okay.
It's hard to find like people that are willing to make the commitment, like like you
Yeah.
committed to 25 years,
Yeah.
and
In the restaurant. Yeah. It's not easy.
yeah,
No.
it's not easy.
No.
So there, and I think that's just globally in the restaurant industry. It's very hard
Hard to find good people, that trustworthy
yeah,
people. Yeah.
and to retain them and to
Yeah,
keep them on
for
board.
sure. They could be here for 5, 6 months, and they're gone somewhere else, for more money. So it's
Yeah,
hard to find those diamonds in the rough. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. But you will find them. We found a couple. But like I said, we're trying to expand. I'm looking for my second location, and but they have services. They have agencies and stuff. That most of the staff that we employ are actually Burmese, like Myanmar. They
Okay.
have they're more like the Mexicans of Southeast Asia, like for
Oh,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
Grinders just work no many whatever hours, time or day they work. They work. You gotta love them. Gotta take care of them.
So,
Yeah.
and you gotta respect it, and it's all about just treating them fairly. And,
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
paying them what they should get paid.
Yeah, for sure. You
Yeah.
want to retain that staff and keep the business going. So now I've seen the design. It's so dope. You got like the New York, the train, the turtle out there. Who came up with the design? The Bangkok made Chef Bing Pizza. Tell us more about the design, the outside of the building.
I think it was just I think it was a collection of like me and my wife and the artist Emilio, one of our friends, and yeah, it was just I think we jacked the Ninja Turtles thing. I don't know if I should say that. We jacked the Ninja Turtles thing, and, you know, laid out the letters and stuff ourselves, and then
Yeah.
a little bit of freestyle, a little bit of planning.
Yeah.
It was
It definitely
just,
has that New York feel to it. I look at it, I could tell I
yeah.
feel like I'm in New York when you're in Thailand, right?
Well,
Yeah.
a New Yorker, I mean, sprayed it, so like Emilio Ramos,
Right.
he was trying to lace up the wall, so it's
Yeah.
definitely have some type of credibility.
Yeah, for sure. He's got some cred for sure, man.
Some street
Um,
cred, bro.
Yeah, a little street cred for sure. What's the art of making good pizza? You know good pizza from not good pizza. Came from New York, moved to Thailand. You're like, this Italian pizza, came up with your own concept. What's the art of making good pizza? Because I know you had an issue, right? The water, the dough in the beginning was tough, right?
Yeah, it's everything affects the dough at the end of the day, and it's all about trying to get the product as consistent as possible. Then I think the one thing, the key thing for me is water. It's like that was the. I think a lot of people they don't address that. But I think the successful pizzerias, I'd imagine they understand that the water does come into play.
Right,
Because
for sure.
I studied this recipe for 5.5 years, so
Wow,
it's like, yeah, so that's my main thing. Yeah,
the water.
that we address. It was the water, but it definitely took a lot of tweaking. It took a lot of, because we were catering to, we catered to Thai people. I was not in the goal to make authentic New York style pizza. I was like trying to make New York, like a chef being New York style pizza, something that I could teach and scale up, and build into something bigger. Because I've been watching a lot of YouTube stuff and,
Yeah,
and all these shorts and everything, and then people, oh, you shouldn't use a pizza mesh. You're supposed to open your pizza like this, blah blah blah. And it's like it's like training wheels. It's like if you don't care about consistency, then I understand why you don't want to use it. Right?
yeah, for
It's
sure.
very hard to keep the product consistent and be able to train somebody. It's like, yeah, I can open it the fancy way, like the Italian Americans
Right,
does it, but can I teach that to somebody quick and fast so I could open more? It's like,
right.
no, I can't. So then
Yeah,
I'm going
you
to be the
can't.
one, I'm going to be held back by the ability of me being able to train somebody to be able to open the pizza like me, which is, it's a hard thing to do. It's
For
like,
sure, for
it's
sure.
like, it's like you're going to open, no matter how much I train you, you're going to open that pizza some way, somehow a little bit different than me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now me as an operator, I'm trying to figure out, okay, there's got to be give and takes, right? Where if we can get it to where 90% of the time our pizza is like this, it doesn't, I don't care how it looks when we open the pizza. Some people
Right.
give me shit like, oh, you're opening on a pizza screen. I'm like, so what? Like,
Yeah.
I have a clear, layout and
Board layout.
outline that somebody can work on it. It doesn't look cool. It doesn't look like I'm tossing the pizza and throwing it,
Traditional way, right? Yeah, not traditional
but
way. Yeah,
it tastes good and the product comes out how I want it. So,
yeah.
it's at the end of the day, everybody has the right to their
Own
opinion.
opinion. Exactly,
Yeah, but
exactly.
for me as an operator, it's like, yeah, whatever. I use a pizza screen. I
Yeah,
sell pizza, and we're doing well. So
right. Yeah, there you go.
there you
Shove it up your, you know what? You any had
go.
you had any doubts? I mean, 'cause this thing is hard. New life, new beginnings. Pizza thing. Here we go. Any nights you went home like, I don't know if I could do this. Maybe it's the wrong idea. I don't know. Any self doubt creeped in? As human beings, right? We always have that, right?
Yeah, I was definitely. I think it was like the fifth month, and like I said, it comes back to the water. It's like I ended up calling my brother because of this whole New York. It's in the water. It's in
Yeah,
the water, and I'm
yeah.
like, okay, I'm not gonna import New York City water. So
Can't do that.
so like I asked my brother to pH the water,
Yeah,
and it came out to what it was, and we found filters that filtered to what it was.
right.
It's like and I plugged it into our recipe, and it changed the product, the final product, and
Completely. Yeah.
that's why it's like I people are like, oh, you shouldn't tell your secrets. It's like it's not a secret. It's like I'm
Right.
not the only one that
Went
thinks
through this. Yeah.
that it's
Yeah.
important that the water. I mean, look how important water is in general,
Yeah.
right? For
Life.
our
Yeah.
health, for life, for
Yeah.
plants, for everything.
Everything. Yeah.
So why is it not important for the pizza?
For pizza. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the dough is a living thing. It's like the bacteria are growing. You know.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. 100%. The menu, ridiculously great. Tell us about the menu. How the menu came about.
Thai focus, but we wanted to, obviously I'm a Thai American, so we wanted to push the whole New York angle. So most of our stuff we kind of have the traditionals, except for like the carbonara pasta. That's more for the Thais, because carbonara for Thais it's a white sauce.
Yeah, white sauce. Yep.
Yeah, and Italians like, oh, it's not a carbonara. It's like, okay, like it's
Here we
then
go.
it's a Thai carbonara, right? I'm just trying
Oh
to,
man, yeah, they're trying to rain on your parade, man. These guys, man. Oh,
but we do the wings. We do some really good wings.
okay.
We have the traditional hot wings, and then we have some other interesting flavors. Our lemon pepper is actually really doing well, so
Right.
we might end up, kind of really starting to push that. But yeah, I think most of our thing is just more kind of giving that happy blend of New York and Thai.
Yeah.
So we came up with the Call Mu Yang pizza, which is our number one seller.
Mm-hmm.
It's like most 70% of our customers are Thai people.
Wow.
It's not tourists, it's not foreigners, it's not
Right.
expat.
It's
It's
homegrown Thai
yeah,
people. Yeah.
yeah. We sell like so a Call Mu Yang, which is the grilled pork neck, and then it would be pepperoni, and then it's Hawaiian pizza, where it's just some people just order extra pineapple, and I'm like, great, let's put more,
Let's put more
pineapples.
pineapple on top of pineapples.
Like, oh, you can't put pineapple on pizza. I'm like, watch me.
Watch me work. The ideas are great, man. How many days you guys open? The hours? Where are you guys located?
We're located in pretty much city center, right in the heart of the city. We're open Tuesday to Sunday. We closed on Monday. From Tuesday to Thursday, we open from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. But there's a
Okay.
break. There's like a 3 hour like
Gap in
siesta.
between, relax, clean up, and get ready for the
Yeah,
second half of the
it's
shift.
still a long shift, even if you get that. So we're pushing like 12-hour days, 13-hour
Wow.
days,
Wow.
6 days a week, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday we're open straight through from 10 to 10. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, dude. How many different flavors do you guys have? Right? I mean, talk about the
We have,
pizza with
we have
pineapples.
we have 15 different pizza
Wow.
toppings. We
Wow.
started off with 14, and in 4 years, I added one more. I did
Wow.
specials and stuff like that, but we haven't. I think we had a pretty clear and concise menu in the beginning to kind of like cover all angles. We have a vegan pizza, we have the vegetarians. The only thing I'm missing is chicken. It's like I need to put on like a solid chicken pizza,
Right.
I could kind of be done and kind of streamline the business and grow it.
Yeah. Was this all mostly your idea, pretty much? You had some help with the menu
Yeah,
creation?
it was just more. I think it was me and my wife.
Okay.
But for the most part, I think the food was all pretty much me, except for the Thai, the ones that we were really geared towards Thai people.
Right.
Definitely had my staff and stuff kind of help influence the decision, but the core of it was on me.
You go to some places and they have like a book, like 15, 18 pages. How many pages in your menu? 4 or 5, 6 pages?
I think we have like 6, 7 pages, something
Okay.
like that. I try to make it, like some of the menus here, there'll
Yeah.
be like 100
A
pages.
book, right? You're sitting down there reading for an hour. Are you ready to order yet? No, I'm not ready. I'm still looking through the book.
We do Western food. We do Chinese food. What's going
Right.
on?
Right. That's awesome, man. What's your yeah. What's your favorite go-to pizza? What do you eat, by the way? You have a favorite pizza on the menu, or you love them all? Pizza flavors.
American cheese. So it's an imported mozzarella cheese that we get
Okay.
from California. I'm a plain cheese. I'm like Kevin McAllister. I'm like, I love the plain cheese pizza.
Keep it simple.
But, yeah, keep it simple. But
Yeah.
if I don't want that, then it would be Italian sausage and peppers. That's definitely my go.
That's your go-to.
Yeah.
What's fusion pizza? What is fusion pizza?
fusion pizza is just, pizza. I guess you would say it's kind of like a cross between like a what we reference as American pizza, like the traditional pizza, and with influence from different cultures. So it's like we're a Thai influenced pizza. We have Thai influenced pizza, which is like the kho yang. It's super flavorful, super. It's like it hits all the notes that you want. That's what Thai food is known for. It's like the range.
Yeah.
If you get it like the perfect bite, it's like you get a little bit of everything. You get sweet, sour, spicy, salty, umami, and so it's just more just rounding out the flavors, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Craziest customer you encountered? What was that like? You kicked them out? What did you have to do? You had to raise some hell
Mental health issues is a big thing.
in Thailand,
So in Thailand and in the world, as we all know,
for sure.
in Thailand as well, that's most of the homeless in Thailand are either the elderly or the mentally unstable or mental health issue cases.
Yeah.
And when we first opened our original location, it was in Old Town, and it was in the hood. It was like I'm from New York, so it was like
Yeah. Yeah.
it was for what it was.
Right.
And I had it was I think it was a white guy from somewhere. He literally just got out of the mental health hospital. Like he still had the bracelet, and I'm talking about not the hospital. It was kind of like like the asylum.
Wow.
And I think he felt like he was possessed or whatever it was. And I kind of was, because I dealt myself with mental health issues, so I knew how to kind of relate, and I also, I had counseling and stuff like that, and I was kind of able to empathize with him, and kind of like he just wanted some pizza. He was a paying customer. He had money,
Right.
but he was like no shirt, and he's like eating cigarettes, like literally eating cigarettes in the
Unreal.
shop.
Unreal.
And I kind of let him. I took his business, and he came it was like I remember he came every day for a week straight. He just every day he came in and bought a large pie, and then he would do different things. Each time he came, like he would stomp on the pizza and just do some really crazy things.
Right.
And the last day that he was at the shop, I had customers that was inside, and it was a small shop. It was like a small corner shop. We had like 3 tables.
Wow.
And so there is very close interaction, and it was going through COVID, and yeah, he started kind of just going crazy off at the customers, and I kind of stepped up and respectfully kind of just he's like, hey, I can't have you
Bad for business. Yeah.
in the premises anymore. And he kind of he took it hard, because like I almost kind of felt like I built kind of some type of
A
connection
relationship with him. Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
every time he came, I would have to deal with like my staff would be like, hey, he's back, and I'm like, shit, like I gotta
Yeah.
go.
You got to take
and
care of him.
kind
See what he wants. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and he kind of yelled at me and stuff like that, but he left, and he respectfully, and I never seen him again. But that
Wow.
was definitely one of the
One
craziest.
experience.
Yeah.
Wow. What's your busiest days like? How many pizzas you guys sell in a busy day? Ever get sold out? Ever sold out? Like completely sold out?
Yeah, we sell out. Well, in the beginning, when we got kind of like the recognition a little bit,
Right.
when like Halloweens and some of these other YouTubers came, we at that time we were still in Old Town, so it was we were sold out for like 2.5, like almost 3 months, like in advance. We had to
Wow.
book in advance, and that went on for about 8-9 months, something like that. But nowadays it's like we prepare not to sell out. We try not to sell out, but
Right.
we're right now our numbers went up. We're probably averaging about, I'm gonna say, in the 50-60 large pies. But then
Wow.
we offer like small and medium. So
Okay, good.
the large pie, they break down into different sizes. But
Okay.
if we can, to be honest, it's like if we could hit 30, like 30 large doughs, like
Yeah.
whatever it is, small, medium, or large pizzas, we're actually having a great day. Um, because the cost of labor and everything is kind of relatively inexpensive here, you know?
Right.
So now we're probably averaging about like 50, 60. So we're doing good. I think it's time for like a second location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. The weather there, does it rain a lot? Any slow days? Maybe weekends are probably busier than the restaurant business. Weekends are usually busier
Yeah.
than like Monday
So,
to
but
Thursday
like yo, ever since I don't know, man. Like Thailand got voted what top destination
in
again
the world. Yeah.
in the
S-
world for the
Yeah.
world.
Put that on there, right? Yeah. Amazing.
This high season has just been it's been crazy. I was expecting a drop off because like, we had our best month ever since we opened in December. You know, it was like we did really well,
Right.
and I was kind of expecting a drop off, and it's carried over. So it's
Right.
interesting. High season ends about April, like right around Thai New Year's. Thai New
Okay.
Year's is on April 13th. So it'll be interesting to see if there's going to be a dip, but there's a lot of Chinese tourism, a lot of like Malaysians, a lot of Indonesians, a lot of Indians coming, and now especially with I don't know what's going on back home in the
Yeah.
states of America,
Right.
but a lot of you guys are coming out here. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people are kind of just like seeing what their options are, I guess, at the end of the day.
For sure. How would you describe Chef Bing pizza for somebody that never had it before?
I would say it's a New York style pizza. Um, I guess with a, I don't want to say fusion. I think where Chef and Pizza is like a chef-driven pizzeria where we kind of really focus on the techniques and the ingredients of what we're putting into the pizza, not so much trying to become authentic of anything. Like where we kind of have our own style, where some people are like, "Oh, this is New York style," but it's like, what is New York style? It's like, okay, it's thin base, crunchy in the bottom. You have the
Yeah.
fluff, and you know. So I would say that we're
Right.
a chef focused pizzeria.
That's awesome, man. Your biggest supporter. We can't do this all by ourselves, right? We need somebody in our corners, right? Mom, dad, your wife. Tell us about how they supported you in all of this.
Mom, definitely emotionally and financially. I would definitely owe everything to my mom. She's a strong woman, Mrs. P.
Yeah.
So she, uh, you know, she's living her best life right now. She's gets exactly what she deserves. She worked hard and she's just enjoying retirement.
Yeah.
Like her pension's crazy, so she's she's having a great time.
Yeah. For
So
sure. For
definitely my
sure.
mom and my wife on the emotional level and spiritual level. I think I'm kind of big into spirituality. Been kind of looking a lot more into the Buddhist religion and stuff like that. I didn't realize how rooted my family is in the religion. My dad, we own like a Buddhist book company, which is like one of the most well-known companies in Thailand. I had no idea. I
Wow.
just started actually just really because like my dad's getting older and I'm here and I'm finally getting a little bit of more time and the importance of like okay getting spending time with my mom and my dad and now I'm really excited for the future of what's going because like even though I don't want to have kids and stuff like that, I don't want to I don't want the legacy of the last name. Like in Thailand, I didn't realize how big your family name carries weight. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
if you have let's say if you're part of like the some high ranking like the prime minister, it's like if you're part of his family, it's like you're a pretty powerful person.
Yeah. For sure.
Now it's just like, hey, I kind of want to keep that legacy alive for our family. Yeah.
For sure. Shout out to Mrs. P, man. Moms are a rock, man. Family. I mean, I wouldn't be here without my mom today. I tell you that much, man. We're super, super tight. We watch games together, football, baseball, whatever the case may be. She knows the games. She asks questions every now and then, but I mean, just like your mom, my mom, man, they're a dime a dozen. They're a gem, man. They really are. And your brother, shout out to your brother, by the way, right? Lives in Queens. Shout out to him. Are you guys pretty tight, pretty close? You guys still talk, right? Every now and then?
Yeah, we're close now. We weren't close when we were growing up.
Okay.
I think brother, was 2 years younger. I was always like stealing his clothes. So yeah, I think me and my brother started getting closer. I think through like halfway through my drug addiction. It's kind of seeing we finally built that bond. And yeah, love my brother. He's doing well, man. Things are really coming together for him out in New York, and I'm excited. He's going to be back here in like April 1st.
Okay.
Along with some of our friends, with like Fred and Rocco and Dub. So we're gonna have like a kind of little reunion
Going
here.
on.
I think, yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's going to be a really good time, man. He's Chef Bing, owner of Chef Bing Pizza in Thailand, Pomona Panther, Ramapo Griffin, alum, dear friend of mine, now residing in Thailand. Joining us on the show today, your outfit, man, all black, New York Yankee on, your love for the Yankees. Tell us about that.
It was. I mean, they're the Yankees. I mean, I wasn't gonna be. I mean, sorry, but it's the Yankees. Like, I'm not gonna get into that, But I like, yeah, it's just. I wasn't. I was more big on football, honestly. But yeah, I mean, I'm from New York, so I had to choose a New York team, even though I didn't do it for NFL. But
Right.
NBA was like, I was kind of like a fake Knicks fan, I guess. I'm not gonna say like I'm a diehard Knicks fan, but because I wasn't that big into basketball either. I just really love football. And then so the New York, the baseball and basketball thing was always okay. It's one of the fucking New York teams.
Yeah, yeah. Why not the Mets though? I mean, you got any no love for the Mets here, or
Yeah, I don't think the history related to me more, I guess, and not to say like that in New York. It was like I grew up in Brooklyn. When me and my brother moved to New York when we were like young. I was like 6 and 7, and we grew up in Brooklyn and we were watching games. I wasn't watching Mets games, so
okay.
so it was kind of like growing up in Brooklyn and with the Italians and their love for the Yankees and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That's awesome, man. Who's your favorite Yankee of all time? You got any favorite Yankees as a kid growing up watching the Yankees? Who's your favorite Yankee of all time?
Mariano Rivera, the closer.
Okay, okay.
So yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't too much into like just into sports like that.
Right, right, right.
Like like I said, I was always working. I was always the only thing that I followed was football. It was like like fantasy football, doing
Yeah,
fantasy
yeah, with your
football.
friends and stuff. Yeah, yeah,
It was like that was it. It was like, oh, we're
yeah.
doing a live draft. Oh my god, we're doing a live draft. I'm like, oh, it's crazy.
Did you watch like the Giants and or Jets? Anybody from New York? Anybody you watched?
Yeah, I was happy when the Giants won, the
Super Bowl.
playoffs
Yeah, yeah,
and stuff like that. It's like I almost feel bad for the Jets fans.
yeah.
I
They're
really
going
like.
through it. They're going through it, man. They're going through it. Oh man, that's awesome, dude. Mariano Rivera, look at that. I didn't know that. I'll write that down. Mariano Rivera. Shout out to Mo, by the way. Your infatuation for elephants. There seems to be some kind of bond there. Tell us about that. Ever get nervous around them? What do you feed them? They're big animals, right? Tell us about
Uh,
that.
yeah, I think they're just this gentle creature. There's something, they're these huge animals and you can't hear them. Like you're in the forest and you can't hear them like creeping up on you, and they're these big, so.
Really?
Yeah, there's definitely something I think majestic about them. They're a big importance in like Thai culture and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
right.
Like, Rama 9 kind of helped trying to do the whole saving the elephants thing way back.
Rescue and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like 52, like 1952 or 53, something like that.
Wow.
Which is at National Elephants Day in Thailand is I believe on March 13th.
March
So
13th. Wow.
yeah, they're beautiful creatures. I think that when I got back to Thailand from New York, I took a trip to Chiang Mai, and I went to that. I think you might have saw the clip with the elephants in it was like Chiang Mai Elephant Sanctuary,
Hmm.
and yeah, they brought like a family of elephants out from the from the jungle. I mean, obviously they raise them and stuff like that, but they roam freely, and so it was a lot different than some of the other rescues and stuff that they have operating here. And I've just fell in love with the elephants.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a good memory, and it's just I haven't went back, like, but I definitely something. You're right. I definitely have some type of
A
uh,
bond connection there,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
a connection there.
Which is
Yeah.
very genuine and cool to see, man. I'm kind of nervous around those guys, man. Maybe I'll give them a try. I got to try something in my life. I'll be so
Give it
scared
a try,
anymore.
man, like
Yeah.
they're not gonna hurt you, man.
Yeah. All right. I'll follow your lead, man. I'll follow your lead. Your love for traveling, some places you've been to, you're always on a plane, which I admire. I love. Favorite place to visit?
Favorite place to visit.
Yeah.
To be honest, actually, my favorite place to visit is Samui. I don't actually travel a lot. I travel within domestically within Thailand.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
to like go up north because everything in Thailand is about an hour flight away, and down to like the beaches and stuff like that. So every time you see me flying, I'm more just flying domestically. So I'm not a well-traveled person as much as I would like to be. But I ever since I started working in the kitchen, I just didn't.
It consumes you. It's hard.
I don't have the time to like. I'm not gonna fly halfway around the world for
Yeah.
like 10 days. It's like I can't. It's
Yeah.
like, so I didn't really travel. I was cooking in New York for what 10 years. So all those 10 years, I didn't go anywhere. I was in New York. Maybe I went to like Miami or to the Caribbeans or something like that, but not really international. It's like
Right. For sure.
Caribbeans is international, but it's not.
It's
You
not,
understand?
right? Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
When you're not working, temples, relaxation, quiet time, how do you relax? You ever get tired?
I do get tired because we tend to work and kind of burn out. But as you get older, it's weird. I think I got in the past that now it's more kind of like the love of hospitality and the love of actually being in the industry and being able to survive because not a lot of people are surviving. They're like
Yeah.
or thriving. There's a lot of people surviving, but
Right.
not
Not
everybody's
thriving.
thriving. And for us to be thriving, I even though it's a 13-hour day, I don't dread getting. I don't wake up with an alarm clock. Like my body's on like by like between 8 and 9, I'm up. Like I wake up and I took a conscious effort to focus on my social media because I didn't want to hire somebody to do it because I kind of built it the following super organic. I didn't really run marketing or anything like that. And once I made that conscious effort, that's when business really started picking up.
Right.
So it's kind of like I tell my friends that are, a lot of my friends are in the industry and they open up shops and stuff like that, and they're non-existent on social media. I'm like, you're
What are you
not
doing?
giving you're not giving your business the best chance to succeed. It's free. Like it's like
You
who
got to get out
cares?
there and showcase.
If you don't get likes, who cares if somebody sees it?
Right.
It's like it doesn't matter if they make that impression on your feed, but somebody sees it. So
For sure.
there's no excuses. It's like it's free.
Yeah.
It's like
It's got to
if you
try
don't
it. You
want
got
to
to
do it,
try it.
if you don't want to do it, hire somebody to do it.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I saw this pic with you and Carlo Barlow. I kind of knew him from, we were like neighbors. Great guy. His brother Roy, his sister Maria.
Yeah,
We grew up like a block away, and I was like, wow, I didn't know you guys were friends. He's phenomenal when it comes to photography and videos. He's great. I know he's in Japan right now. Shout out to Carlo.
Yeah.
How did you guys even know each other, man? How did you guys even come across?
Well, I was Maria's year. We were
Yeah. We were. Yeah.
and I was already back here in Thailand, and Carlo was coming from. I think he was doing something in Thailand or something like that, and it was during the process of me getting the recipe together, and he just hit me up like just I was, and of
Yeah.
course I'm like I haven't seen people from the States, you know, it's
Long
kind of
time.
yeah, one of my first visitors, and I was more than happy to kind of like, show the hospitality, and he came through and supported. It was mad. Shout out to Carlo, man. It was
Yeah,
just
great
super,
dude, man. Great dude,
super good
man.
dude,
Awesome dude.
just yeah. Really, I think we took like a trip to Utaya to the temples, and we got to really talk and kind of gave me that little New York vibe. That's what I miss. I miss the New York vibe.
Yeah.
It's like
More than anything else, right? The New York vibe for sure goes a long way.
It's just like it's a little different here. Which I mean, just your environment is different cultures, so you just gotta adapt.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I think that was a good time spent with Carlo.
It's awesome. I seen a pic of you as a monk. I mean, the Zen, the outfit, the hair. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Tell us about that experience. It seems very calm, relaxing, nurturing. You just get away from everything and just you're in your own world, your own element. Tell us about that.
It was, I mean, it was me and my brother got ordained at the same time. I forgot what year it was, but it was probably around, I think he was 20, I think I was 23 and he was 25, because you're supposed to do it when you're like in odd numbers between
Okay.
you're like 21 and 25 or something like that. And me and him ordained at the same time. I think we did it for like 2 weeks. It was definitely an eye opener, but everything that led to that it was not calm and peaceful, because I literally, like 2 days before I was supposed to enter the temple, I tore my ACL and MCL playing basketball.
Wow.
It was like I jumped up for a rebound and just hurt my knee pop.
Just like that, freak accident.
And I didn't realize that I tore my ACL, MCL at the time. So, it was like we got some medication and stuff like that. I kind of did some holistic, voodoo.
Yeah.
And it worked, man. It was like
magic.
Magic. Like, the blood went down, and I was able to walk into the temple. But then I re-injured it walking in.
Wow.
So the whole time, if you see that, I don't know what you see the pictures. My face is angry, because I'm in pain.
You're in pain. It hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to kneel and sit in stance, and imagine you kind of have a torn ACL, and you're just on this knee for like 2 weeks.
Man, but you made it. You showed up. You played hurt. You made it.
Yeah, we made it. We made it through, and then I went back to New York, I think a couple of weeks later, and I had surgery.
Right. Wow.
Off my knees for like 3 months.
Jeez, that is crazy. It's last time you burned pizza. You ever burned pizza? Last time you burned pizza?
Last time I burned pizza?
Yeah.
I haven't burned pizza in a while because I don't bake the pizza. I usually stretch the pizza.
Right.
And stretching the pizza, I think, is the hardest to train. So when I'm here, I'm more the guy that opens the pizza, and because I think the person that stretches out the pizza sets the tone for the pizza. Right. The baking and the putting on the toppings and stuff like that is kind of they're not hard. And baking is we systemize it. So everybody that bakes, they have to, when they're training to bake, they have to internally like count, like every second,
right.
And that, until the body understands that, okay, this is, you kind of get a gauge.
Final product.
So I'm sure they don't count anymore, but when you're training, so it's like easy way to train, baking. Stretching the pizza, not so much.
Not so much.
That's where I have trouble trying, staffing wise, is trying to get people to stretch it.
Stretch the pizza.
Yeah.
You seem to love hip hop. Why is that? From New York, you love hip hop.
I mean, I grew up, I grew up in Rockland. I mean, we grew up in New York, right? And I grew up on Mobb Deep and Prodigy, and
Rest in peace, the Prodigy, man.
yeah, rest in peace to Prodigy. I miss that guy, man. But yeah, I think it was just I think it was the culture that we grew up in, with the baggy pants, and I think my first hip hop album was it was Wu Tang. It was like before Wu Tang, it was like I was still in like Guns N' Roses and shit. And then it's like, oh, this hip hop thing. Oh,
Right,
I'm back.
right. Who's your top 5 rappers of all time? You got a list? You got a sample? You got a list for us today?
My list, I always put Nas up there just because I relate to.
He's my number one. Nas, JC
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
Yeah,
like he was my number one. He's definitely my number one just because like he's a great storyteller. You can kind of really envision and see that that he's kind of living what he's talking about. Jay Z used to be up there for me. But I'd be honest, I don't bump Jay Z anymore just because I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know.
yeah,
There's all these things, with Diddy and all this shit, but it definitely turned me off from where it's like I used to rock with Jay, like playing every album like back to back and kind of listen through his old stuff, and I kind of shied away from it a little bit. So
yeah.
now it's more I'm trying to get my new wave up. I'm
Okay,
trying to
okay.
trying to bring back some love songs and stuff.
You prefer old school rap, modern day rap? Because I can listen to rap from back in the '90s. You listen to rap
Oh,
now, you're like, what is this mumble rap garbage?
yeah, no, definitely 90s, 80s, 90s, back in the day stuff, we're the 90s babies, man. I'm not a big fan of the mumble rap. I mean, they got some. Nowadays, it's to me, it's like catching the beat, right? And then they kind of get that vibe.
Right.
So I'm more, if it's like new artists, I'm more just listening to the beat than what they're actually mumbling about.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, what are they saying? It's like, I
Right.
don't know, but the beat's style, let's just rock it.
I love 80s music, by the way. 80s music, man. I can listen to 80s music all day, every day, dude. I don't know. I put up, Miami Vice, my story, like pretty much every Friday or whatever, throwback, flashback Friday, whatever the case may be. But
Yeah,
80s music, something about 80s music, man, it just takes me back, dude. I'm just like, I'm all for
yeah,
it.
yeah, man. I love the '80s vibes. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to put that into rotation, bro.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just
please.
start
Your
telling
next
people.
video you post, man, please. 80s music, dude. It was like simpler times. Everything was great. Everything was
Yeah,
peachy.
it was
No
love,
worries in the
man.
world. It was love, right?
It was love. It was love, man. Now
Feeling,
it's just
yeah. Now it's just a lot going on. You a fan of Kendrick, by the way? Kendrick and Drake. You listen to these guys? A fan of those guys?
I listen to Kendrick. I listen to Drake.
Okay.
But I just feel like I don't know. There's so much going on in the world. I don't really pay attention too much to that. But I definitely listen to Kendrick shit. I don't listen so much to Drake anymore. I used to like Drake. I'm not to say that I don't like him anymore, but I do. When I'm looking for songs that I gotta play on Instagram or something, I
Right.
definitely shy away from it's a Drake joint. It's like people gonna give you shit, and then
Yeah.
find something else. All right, this is future.
Fill in the blank on this one. If Biggie Smalls was alive today,
Uh, well, if Biggie Smalls is alive today, I guess I think the game would be completely different. Yeah,
that's a good way to put it. Definitely a good way
yeah,
to put it.
yeah.
Anthony Bourdain, um, what does he mean to you personally? Anything that stands out by him, his life, where his journey?
He means a lot to me. Actually, it was like I said, like my journey into culinary school was not your conventional one. I didn't go to culinary school. I didn't, I took the money and I blew it on drugs, and I kind of faked my resume. But my inspiration was Bourdain's book. It was Kitchen Confidential. It was like I didn't buy a lot of things with that tuition money, but I bought his book. I bought a chef's coat, and then I bought a chef's knife, and kind of just read through his book and watched all his television stuff, and I think he was. I don't think there's ever going to be somebody that actually replaces him, and that's
Yeah.
that's the.
Yeah.
I
That's the
think that's
sad
the
part.
sad.
That's the sad
Yeah,
part.
that's
Yeah.
the sad thing. Somebody that has that credibility of like being on that line, being in the kitchen, being in the trenches,
Yeah.
speaking about it publicly, in a book, and then becoming what he became, just kind of like he was the first like world the travel influencer, and kind of tragic though, how we lost him and stuff like that, and and I think what I related with him most, I think it was just the mental his understanding the importance of mental health, and I think that's why he shared so much in his books and stuff like that. It's just because like, yeah, takes a special type of person to work in the industry,
For
especially
sure.
the industry is not the same anymore.
No. No.
I don't want to say it's gotten soft, but it's gotten
It's
soft.
gotten soft. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's gotten soft,
Yeah.
and you can't yell at people and say, oh, but what? It's like
You got to
people
talk
will
them a
come
certain way. Very vanilla these days.
and it's like, yeah, I understand people are sensitive, but it does build character. It does, I don't think I would be the person that I am today if I didn't go through the the reality
The
of
hard times. Yeah.
how the kitchen was, where sometimes you get you didn't get
Yeah.
that, and
Kicked in. Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
your ass handed to you,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you kind of man up and you kind of get past it, and kids coming I don't know. I hope there's hope, there's always hope. There's always hope.
Yeah.
I don't want Gen Z to cancel me. I don't know.
Who's listening out there today, right?
Just here in Thailand.
Yeah. um yeah, I mean, rest in peace, Anthony Bourdain. We all got something we're going through, right? I mean, you've been there. I've been there as well too. How will history remember him? Will history be kind to him, Anthony Bourdain?
I think for them, I think so. I mean, um, yeah, I think it would be, and at the end of the day, who cares? Like, I don't like. It's each other's perspective of what that person meant to them, and we don't know the gist of everything. We don't know the true story. At the end of the day, like whether he did it, whatever happened. I think people remember him for the good things, and
Yeah.
we should just remember him. We should remember anybody for just the good things.
Yeah,
It's like
for sure.
we've all done shitty things, and we all done good things, and I think we kind of just have to keep looking at like the positive of the people around us.
Correct.
But some people you understand. Okay, I'm not messing with this guy.
Yeah. He's
Just
a
like,
bad guy. Yeah.
but if he's your friend or you grew up with him and stuff like that, and you might have had some type of altercation and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, I might not talk to you anymore, I might not whatever, but if I think about you, it's like I'm not gonna think about the bad times that we have. It's just more like,
The good
and
times.
yeah, it's like life is short and we're grown, and it's like if I see people that I had, I did my steps. So I did I said my sorries, and I said my piece with a lot of almost everybody that I wanted to speak to, and yeah, I think we just keep it positive. It's
That's
like, I
it.
think, if anybody has anything bad to say about Bourdain, it's like, how, like, okay, unless you knew him like on a
Personally,
personal,
personal level. Yeah.
and it's just your personal view,
Yeah. Yeah.
and whether it's right or wrong, that's to the listener's interpretation.
Well said. Well said. What will Chef Bing be doing in 10 years from now?
I'll be on a farm stay down south of southern Thailand in Surat Thani, on a boat, and just kind of living more sustainable and slower lifestyle.
You ever gonna retire? You gotta hang up the boots, the chef jacket. You ever gonna do
Yeah,
that?
I don't think I feel like my goal is to be financially stable and financially secure by the time I'm 50. So I'm turning 20, well, 20. I'm turning 46 in in like a week or so.
Yeah.
So I got like four more years to kind of reach my goal where if I don't think I would retire, but I don't want to worry about money. You know, I want to have financial freedom, and I have the business running, and I'll be flying back and forth to oversee things. But I mean, we're getting older, and I don't know how much time I have left. So
Yeah.
I don't want to spend all my life in the kitchen. As
Yeah.
much as I love it, yeah, the chefs and stuff that I've had the pleasure to like work with and kind of spoken to lately and gotten caught up. I think we understand the importance of family and the time that we can spend with our family. And so, I want to spend as much time with my family as possible when by the time I'm like 50, So that's why I'm grinding. And like I'm
Right
just
now, setting up for the future. That's it.
yeah, I'm just on the grind, and then, like I was like, oh, you're chasing money. It's like, yeah, I'm chasing money, and like because money means financial freedom for me,
Yeah.
so it equates to freedom, and while I have the energy to pursue it, I'm gonna pursue it as hard as I can.
For sure. Birthday's coming up. Any surprises? Anything planned? Anything out of the ordinary? What's the wife got planned for you? Just a normal
My
day.
go out. We're gonna go have dinner. My birthday lands on like a Friday, so I'm literally going to some high-end restaurant. I'm hosting their neighbors, so first time I'm gonna go try their food. They're doing like some authentic traditional Italian style stuff. They've been around forever. It's like a Lenzi's, and excited to go try their food. And like I said, it's a Friday, so I don't celebrate much. I don't go clubbing anymore. Every now and then I go hang out with my friends and smoke up and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm home.
Yeah.
It's like trying not to drink too much. It is fun though, but the body doesn't recover the same. So
Yeah, we're not
I'm
spring
more
chickens anymore.
yeah, we're not spring chickens. When I go out, it's like I like two, and then I got to make
Yeah,
sure that I'm able to work the next day.
for
You
sure.
know, yeah.
Describe Patia. I've seen videos on YouTube. Looks a lot of fun out there, man. How would you describe Patia?
Pattaya, I would say it's Vegas, but
Okay.
times two, times three. Yeah, if we're talking about the sex game, right?
Mm,
We're gonna talk about the entertainment, the adult, like it's it it's weird because like Thailand, it's like where it's prostitution's illegal, but
yeah,
everything's
out there in the
religious.
open. Yeah.
Yeah, it's embedded in the culture, and I've had a lot of people that are like, "Yo," I'm not saying like the dancing wild, like the show, like the girls, they don't. I guess they don't dance as well as girls maybe in Vegas and in the States side, but the sheer scope of everything, it's Sin City, yeah, times two, three times
My
bigger than
goodness.
City. Yeah.
What are some popular sports activities in Thailand? Anything crazy you guys do out there?
uh, Muay Thai, but that's I think more a sport that's what we that's what Thais watch, and globally there's a huge push for Muay Thai internationally. I have some friends and stuff that are part of like WBC Muay Thai, which is like the World Boxing Council for Muay Thai,
Right.
and they are doing some huge campaigns uh, around Muay Thai. So it's getting this super global reach. So I think that's a lot of people come to Thailand to train for Muay Thai and stuff like that. Like a lot of schools, a lot of customers that are coming. So I think Muay Thai would be the national sport here.
in
It's
Thailand.
not. We don't have we don't. I don't think we have a basketball team. I don't think we have any of that stuff. We have a
Right.
soccer team. But
Okay.
soccer team they don't get enough funding.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they don't get enough funding to do it. So yeah, I think Muay Thai is the national sport.
I was talking to Josh not too long ago, and he was trying to tell me some Thai words. And I was like, "You got to tell me some words." He said, "The one that's the one that stood out to me was pang, 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 pang. You know, negotiating. You know, what are some of the 5 most popular words in the Thai language? What would you say?"
Would Kap, which means yes, right?
Okay.
Ka, which means yes, but for a female.
Okay.
We get a little more in depth. It's like Tao Lai, which
Okay.
means how much, right?
Okay.
I'd say Aloi Mak Mak, which means it's very delicious,
Okay.
and Khop Kun Kap or Khop Kun Ka, which means thank you.
That's awesome, dude. If I'm picking up, what kind of line would I use to, if I'm flirting with a girl or anything like that? What would I say? What would I say to this girl? First time in Thailand, walking down the street. Can't say, "Hey, shorty," right?
That's the perfect thing to say to it, but only Thais would get it. Yeah, here's the thing in Thailand though. It's
Yeah.
the ratio of guys to girls is crazy. It's
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 to 1. You know.
Wow.
So that's why a lot of foreigners and a lot of people come and visit these places. Like I said, the working girls it's embedded in the culture, so it's everywhere. It's like you step out, it's almost as easy like how drugs was accessible for me in New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how Thailand is. It's like I don't want to portray it, but that's
What
how
it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And you don't really have to really kick it to girls, unless you're looking like, it really depends what you're looking for. You're looking for a wifey and a girlfriend, yeah, you gotta kick it to the girl.
Right. Right.
But if it's just fun and stuff like that, it's so out in the open that
Yeah.
They come up to you, they pursue you. I think that's the difference. And I hate to say it, they understand the importance of as much as them feeling good is that their man or their significant other feels good about themselves,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's one of those things. But I would say
Yeah.
it's damn, we can curse.
Yeah. Yeah. You can. We can. Yeah. Sure.
That's it. Anyway.
Oh man, I love that pong, pong, pong. I love that word, man. That just stuck with me, man. That was hilarious when Josh came on the show. Shout out to him, man. What's your favorite city in Thailand and why? So many cities, right? Little cities everywhere. What's your favorite one that sticks out to you?
Bangkok. Yeah, Bangkok is just it reminds me of New York. It's
Big buildings, hustle and bustle.
city that never sleeps. There's always something going on. There's like after hours, there's things going on that you don't even know about that are running until like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's always something to do.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think Bangkok's my favorite city. Like, for
Bangkok.
sure.
Bangkok.
Yeah.
I see there's a turtle outside your shop, right? Ninja Turtles. Is that a Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo? Who is that?
I think it's Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's orange, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think we just like I said, I think I jacked that image or something.
Were you a big Ninja Turtles fan growing up? Because you all loved the Turtles back in the 90s, right?
I absolutely watched the Ninja Turtles, and I wanted a Ninja Turtle up there. It's just we didn't create an image. We were just like,
Yeah.
what? We're just gonna take this image. It looks good. They want to come in for trademarks, we'll just figure it out later.
Who would you be if you were a turtle? Who would you be?
I would say I would be Michelangelo. I think that's why we put him up there. Yeah,
Mikey. Okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome, dude. That's
yeah.
awesome, man. My brother, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. You're an inspiration to many. New York roots, Bangkok made Chef Bing Pizza. Now Thailand, you literally bought New York pizza over there to the motherland, which is just simply amazing, man. I'm so happy for you, your family, your wife. Happy birthday. Keep it going. I'll give you a birthday shout out as well on IG or maybe Facebook or whatever the case may be. I'll
I appreciate
give you
you,
some
bro.
kind words. I appreciate you, man. It's been a long time coming, man. I haven't seen you since high school. Like it's
Yeah, man. It's really
crazy.
good chatting
Almost
together.
30 years, man. Like we're like, are you kidding me? Can we not wait another 30 years to do this again? I mean,
Nah, man.
holy hell, man.
We got this thing. It's called the internet. So now
Yeah. Yeah.
we can connect.
For sure, man. I gotta get Carlo Barlow on here. Shout out to him, man. Your mom as well. Shout out to you guys, man. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
What are you doing for the rest of the day? There's never a day off in the restaurant business, right? There's never a day off.
It's 12. It's almost 1 a.m. So I'm probably gonna do some social media, and then try to get ready for bed. Tomorrow we open tomorrow. I'm trying to looking for a second location, so I'm probably gonna
Okay.
be on the
Somewhere
grind.
far away, close by, the radius, 30 minutes radius.
It's gonna be within like a 20-minute radius.
Okay.
It's more like and looking more like the Hollywood area of Bangkok. So we're looking at like Tonglo and more where the higher end clientels are. Yeah,
I wish
so it's
you
gonna be good.
yeah, I'm sure you'll find it. I wish you so much luck, joy, success, your family, everybody. It's been a pleasure, man. I hope to come to Bangkok one day. What would you tell somebody about coming to Thailand? How would you sell Thailand to somebody coming there for the first time?
I would say the beach life. Going down there to experience the beach and Mother Nature of Thailand. Thailand has tons of UNESCO's World Heritage sites. That's what I did. So it's like I traveled a lot, but I only traveled in Thailand. So
Okay.
it was like I kind of seen like almost all of Thailand, and there's just so much history and just wildlife, Mother Nature. I think that would be my strong selling point. And then of course if it's a guy, it's like, and if you're a single guy, it's like the females are
Yeah.
they're nice.
In a short term, they're nice. They're nice. They're nice. Any shout outs you want to give today to the universe? Any shout outs? Anybody you like to give any shout outs to?
I just want to shout out everybody. I think we're all kind of going through a big change that's going on in the world, wherever we are, whether we're in the United States and I think we just have to kind of open up our consciousness and our mind a little bit about what's important. And there's a lot of information out there that's on the internet and on social media and everywhere that we're just getting flooded with, and it's hard to tell what's reality and what's fake these days. And what I'd say, just cliche, just stay positive, and just trust that everything that you're going through and you're not the first one that has gone through it, and you're not going to be the last. And as long as you just keep focused on the positive, everything's going to work out.
That's some good advice for those who are listening out there. You're an inspiration, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep striving for greatness. You're awesome. And thank you so much for the time, dude.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much.
Man. It was so good to catch up. Sorry I didn't get to ask any questions to you, but
Yeah.
like
We'll do it again. We'll run it back next time. Somewhere down the road. We'll run it back. Yeah.
Next time I'm gonna come with the sheet of paper.
You're gonna come with the sheets, right? Look at the sheets.
I'm prepared. I'm like, I got a lighter. What's going down?
You're great, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much for being on here, man. Love to have you back on again soon, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Enjoy your day, bro.
Same to you. Chef Bing, everybody.
All right.
All righty.
That was dope.